welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Charles, and today I will be doing the question 5 of paper 1, editing. And this is it's a headache every year, and hopefully we can get the average up to at least 6, 7 out of 10 and not 3 out of 10 at a national level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain, and you will obviously have to do a past paper and try to figure out. So when you edit, that's exactly what you are doing. You are editing. So for question 5 in paper 1, they will give you an extract. Okay, you are going to read that obviously, and then you will have to identify and correct the errors. But they will obviously give the questions to you. And I'm speaking here to my adult learners in particular. Okay, please be aware of that. This is a difficult question, and therefore you need to be really open-minded when you're doing this. Before I do start, please like, subscribe, and do comment, and turn on your notifications to be notified when I do upload. Okay, so let's do this. So what I have in front of me, I have the idea, 20 ideas, okay, that might appear in your question paper. The first one here is synonyms. Okay, so I'm speaking to obviously my adult learners. So a synonym is a similar word in terms of meaning. So if I ask you, give me a synonym for a teacher, you might say an educator. Okay, so synonymous words, they have similar meanings, not the same, similar. So for example, they will give you a word and they will ask, provide a synonym for that particular word. And this is important, and this is problematic. A synonym is based on context. Please understand that. A synonym is based on context. So whatever they are describing there, you need to provide a synonymous word, a similar word in terms of meaning based on that context. Okay, please understand that. You need to provide a synonym, different word, similar meaning in context. Number 2, they might ask you to rewrite an expression in formal English. Okay, they might say, for example, I don't even think of one, but they will give you an expression and you will have to rewrite that in formal English. In other words, not in informal, not in colloquial language. Okay, you need to provide a word or the meaning of an expression. Pronoun errors. So the rule is that you have to be consistent when you are using pronouns. So if I say you must work hard so that you can achieve a good mark, example. Okay, so you will have you must work hard so that you. So you will notice that we are being consistent with our pronouns. If I say, for example, you must work hard so that one can achieve, then one is problematic and one must become you. Or one must work hard so that you can achieve. That's also incorrect. The first one must be, the second one must be, the second you must be one. What am I saying? The idea here is that you have to be consistent, and the first pronoun is going to determine the second one. Please do a past paper. Promise you it's there. Then redundancy. For redundancy, you need to remove the unnecessary word. Okay, so one here we have the example, I am planning my future ahead. I am planning my future ahead. You obviously had to remove future ahead because planning is already there. So when you are doing redundancy, you are removing the unnecessary word, and the sentence will make absolute sense without the redundancy. In fact, the word redundancy is to remove the unnecessary word. Hyphens, very important. When a word is hyphenated, two possible reasons why. It is either it is to create a compound word or a compound adjective. So for example, ice cream, hyphenated, it is a compound word because ice and cream are independent words. Or sometimes we have words like redo, re-evaluate, retake, whatever the word is. When you have a re-r hyphen and then you have a word, that is not a compound word because re-re is not a word. So what is the answer? It is to add a prefix to a root word. Okay. Error of concord, very common. For error of concord, you look at the subject and you look at the verb. Two things must happen. The subject must agree with the verb, and the tense must remain as well. Okay? Subject must agree with the verb. So for example, one year we had the planet are orbiting. The planet, one planet are orbiting, that's a problem. The auxiliary verb are must become is to make the sentence grammatical. The planet is orbiting. For example, so identify the verb and check whether the verb is in its plural or singular form. Then, sentence type. You must be familiar with a simple sentence, a compound sentence, complex sentences. Please read up on that. Simple, compound, complex, and understand the difference between those. Superlative, the most extreme form of the word. One year we had provide the superlative for the word paradoxical, most paradoxical. Okay, it is the degree of comparison, most paradoxical. Adjectival form of the word. When they say that, they want the word in its adjectival form. So if they give the word to you, catastrophe, and they say provide the adjectival, you need to provide the adjective form of that word. The answer will be catastrophic. Please remember that. Adjectival. Ambiguity, difficult one. Ambiguity is when you read a sentence and you can interpret the sentence in two ways. For example, if I think of a sentence, the man is wearing binoculars to see. So the man is wearing binoculars to see. It implies that the man is looking through binoculars. It can also imply that the man is looking at binoculars to see. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because in my mind it's not making sense at all. But ambiguity, you can interpret the sentence in two ways. Homophone, what is a homophone? A homophone, homo means the same or one, and then phone means sound. So we have the same sound, different word, different meaning. So for example, the word hole and hole. So hole could be a hole in the ground or whatever, and hole with a W could be hole. Okay, so homophone, same sound, different word, different meaning. An antonym, please do not confuse a synonym with an antonym. An antonym is the opposite meaning, but an antonym is also based on context. Very important. Okay. Then malapropism. A malapropism is a misuse of a word. It's when a word is being misused, but it is very similar in sound to the correct word. Example, if I say, last week in court, my cousin was prostituted, you will be like, Haibo, how can your cousin be prostituted in court? So you're probably thinking, yes sir, the word is prosecuted. So we have prostituted and prosecuted, and that's a malapropism. Another example will be, I deleted my airtime. That is impossible. How can you delete airtime? You depleted your airtime. I depleted my airtime. And that is a malapropism. Okay. Anything else, you can let me know in the comment section. But for now, that's it. Please like, subscribe, and do comment. Cheers.